Hello, it's a beautiful Thursday right here in Nigeria. In case you are meeting me for the first time, my name is M.Tommy of Peace Ark Ministry. Thank you so much for being part of today's broadcast. I want to take our time to thank some special persons, Daniel, Chimezie, Rosemary, and a whole lot of them that have been commenting and being part of Peace Ark TV family. God bless you in Jesus Christ's name. Just do me a favor right now. Click on that subscribe button, and I'm going to be very happy to have you on board. God bless you in Jesus' name. So today I want to talk about something very, very important. Before they let me drink this water first, then you know it's going to be something very important and deep. All right. Okay, as I said yesterday, nothing is too important to stop you from loving yourself. I love myself and I love you too, and you know that, right? Okay, so today I want us to analyze the last word of Prophet TB Joshua. I tell you, I've been receiving mails. I tell you, I've been receiving WhatsApp messages and calls. I think I need to speak this thing once and for all, and I want you to go back home, sit down, and listen to it. This video is not going to be long and not going to be short. All right, so take your time and let's talk about this together, because people have been pondering on what he said before he left. Just pick up what they want, confine it in order to make their point. But we're going to look at it deeply today. I don't want to go through that video. You know that you don't have that video. If you don't have it, go back to YouTube and just search for Prophet Richard last word. You're going to have the video and listen to it. So I'm going to bring us some of the things he said and people have been using against the squad, using against Mommy Evelyn Joshua and the disciples. I'm going to bring out those things today, and we'll talk about it and exactly what he meant by those stuff. That is said that he has 5 prophets and prophetess that have already taken over from him, you know, for the past 1 year and 6 months. At the time of that interview, the church was shut down already. Okay? All right, so let's look at it. It said 5 prophets and 5 prophetess. 5 prophets and 5 prophetess. At the time of that interview, we had Prophet Chris and Prophet Racine. We had Anne, Yinka, Angela. 3 prophetess on screen. 2 prophets on screen. But then he said 5 prophets and 5 prophetess. That means there were other 3 prophets that were not on screen. That means there were other 2 prophetess that were not on screen. Think again. 5 prophets and 5 prophetess. So why are you now confused? Or why are you now disturbed seeing new prophets coming on board? Why are you now disturbed? As at the time of this interview, he mentioned 5, but we had 2 on screen, Chris and Racine. That means there were other 3 that were prepared by him. Maybe they're the ones that are running the squad right now. And we are still expecting 2 prophetess. That's point number 1. Number 2, he said they have taken over from him already. Listen, we are all free moral agents. Your father could send you to school to be a medical doctor, and you come back and you say, Dad, I don't want to be a medical doctor. Of course, in Nigeria, you have someone like Fals that went to school to read law, but today he's a musician, and the father cannot do anything about it, just online, and he's proud of it, and the guy is making wealth. The fact that Prophet Richard mentioned that these people will take over from him was not, he did not say they must take over from him at the squad. He did not say they must take over from him when he's gone. He said they've taken over from him already, and they still have in their mind to make that decision. They still have in their mind within them to say, okay, we're going to take over from you and stay here or not. If you want to look at it really, they've taken over from him. So when you look at Yinka, you see Prophet Richard there. You look at Angela, you see Prophet Richard there. You look at Anne, you see Prophet Richard there. You look at Racine and Chris, you all see Prophet Richard there. So they've taken over from. So when you look at them, you can see the man of God. I don't know how you analyze yours, but he did not specifically say Chris will take over from me. Did he say that? No. He did not say Racine will take over from me. He did not point to anyone, even the wife will take over from me. He did not. So they still have the power to say we stay and we don't want to stay. All right? But my point is, As at the time of this interview, we had he mentioned 5, and these 5 we had 2 of the men and 3 of the female. That means we still have 2 of the female we have not seen yet. We still have 3 of the male. Maybe they are working now and we've not seen them yet. The best is yet to come. All right, that's question number 1. Analyzed. Number 2, people said mommy was pulled out of the trustee. Mommy was not part of the trustee. Why is she now leading the church? Look at what they are saying. Are you saying that for you to lead this squad, you must be part of the trustee? Then why do you want the prophets to lead the squad? Why do you want the prophets to lead the squad? Because none of them were on the squad list. Racine was not a trustee member. Chris was not a trustee member. None of the prophets were. We had Daddy, Promise, and Joseph. So we're saying that mommy shouldn't take over because she was pulled out of the trust. Yes, then you can't start saying that any of them would have taken over the church because they were not part of the trustee. So that's baseless. All right? Thank you. Next. It was also asked, so like every other churches we know in Nigeria and outside, the pastor has a wife and the first son, to take over the church if and when he's gone. And he answered, I want to quote him. This is where God comes in. It is not a business venture. If it is God, then it is God and it is true. The issue of family should not jump into the issue of church. It is an undeserved grace. He said point and blank that is not a family business. That's why he did not appoint anybody. When you listen to Daddy is very wise and very smart. When you listen to Daddy, you don't listen to Daddy as a mere person talking to you. In between the lines, you will understand what he's talking about. He did not appoint any of the prophets or the prophetess to take over from him. You can't say because he said they will take over from him that much. He did not say you will be the one to take over from him. Of course, I've been seeing right now in other churches, the person that will take over from the GO has been anointed already, and the church is aware that this is the next person. He did not mention it. He did not claim it to the church. He did not claim it to the trustee. The trustee cannot come and tell us that Daddy said this person will take over. He did not say it. He didn't even appoint the wife. Nobody, none of them were appointed. If you want to look at all of them, if you want to talk about someone that is qualified, you want to talk about someone that is qualified among all of them, he married the wife and they became one. That is, if you see the wife, you've seen TV Joshua, and if you see the TV Joshua, you've seen the wife. Who do you think will be more qualified? Among all of them, mommy is the most eldest, the superior among all of them. But she did not still emerge as the new leader because of that. So let's look at the next line, what Daddy said. When he was asked about mommy, displaying mommy, no mommy is not on the screen and stuff. Here's the answer. I want to quote. I'm quoting Timothy right now. So it is very difficult for me to display my wife. She has to be ready for God. As much as she is ready for God, God will display her. Have you ever read that place before? As much as she is ready for God, God will display her. That's very simple and clear, straight to the point. For God to display her today means that she is ready for God. Because God looks for who is available. Whatever you see happening right now happened because God is involved. The healing, the deliverance, and everything still happen because God is involved and she's ready. And if you are ready, God is always ready to use you as well. So looking at these points, you cannot agree with me that everything that is happening right now, it's as it should be by the divine will of God. Let's just wait and see what the future holds. We have the prophet and the prophetess everywhere. They established the ministry and nobody has problem with that. Nobody. Nobody has problem with that. We want peace in that family. We want to see everybody together. Some of you will come here and say, I don't hate anybody. I'm telling you the truth, you cannot tell them. I'm saying what you cannot say. I'm saying because I know what I'm saying. So please, I've ended this matter once and for all. Once and for all. Go back and listen to that video, listen to this analysis, and you will understand exactly what we are talking about here. So we give God glory for whatever is happening, and whatever shall continue to happen is Kwan. So still remain your friend and your brother, M.Tommy. If there's anything you don't understand, put it in the comment section. If there's anything you want to argue about, put it in the comment section. I'm going to be here live to read your comments and reply as soon as possible. Thank you so much for your time. Emmanuel, good morning. I'm going today.